Welcome to the Cotton Club Radio. I'm your host, Cotton Club family. Yes. We're going to get into a good one tonight. You know, tonight's conversation is a good conversation, family. It's something that's I've been thinking about for a little while, but I think it's time to really bring this conversation to the forefront. Tonight's conversation is called Can We Reach Out of Touch Negroes? That's a question, family. You heard what I said. Can we reach out of touch Negroes? When I think about out of touch Negroes, we all know them. We've all met them. These are normally people who are very pessimistic. And when you're talking about current events and things that are outside of the norm, they just tend to have a different perspective on things. These are people who normally, have a solidified way of thinking. Either they affected heavily by the Democratic Party, or they're heavily affected by their church. Or in many cases, they're just out of a certain tax bracket, so they just don't care about what common folks are going through. I noticed that a lot of out of touch Negroes, family, are the type of people that harbor anti-black sentiments. They normally say things that to you and I, to black roots people, to grassroots people who are more awake and woke. Out of touch Negroes tend to represent out of date thoughts and out of date ways of thinking. These type family. They're the type of people who love to bash the black community. They love to say that our problems are caused by us, and our problems are problems that the black community can solve on our own. And I'm not saying that we can't solve our problems, family, but there are problems that you and I inherited. Systematic problems and woes that you and I were born into. We didn't cause it. We were just born into the shit. So if these things were systematically pushed on top of us, we have to systematically change them. So yeah, we can go get a job. Yeah, we can go get some job training. Yeah, we can do this and we can do that. But certain things we need to fight the system, family. But out of touch Negroes, these type of Negroes, you heard them. They always saying, but what about black on black crime? Black people can't get it together. Black people can't get along. And you look at these people and you saying to yourself, like, what the hell are they talking about? Black people can get along. Black people are getting it together. You understand? Why in the out of touch Negro's mind does he always seem, she, whoever they is, do they always seem to be pessimistic? They always seem to look at things from the dark side. You understand? Instead of looking at things from a positive perspective, the out of touch Negro is normally looking at things from a negative perspective. When we talk about crime, and you and me, we can see that crime is down. It ain't too many. Listen, I live in New York City. It ain't too many FBAs really out here like that. And the crime is normally committed by Hispanics and Caribbeans. Ain't no FBAs really in New York committing crimes like that. But something in the out of touch Negro, instead of keeping their statistics up to date, they tend to have these outdated statistics. And to them, the black people, the American black man is just committing all these crimes that you and me don't see. You understand? And not getting along. You see, me and you, we can be around people who are empowering, being around circles of individuals who are enlightening, but the out of touch Negro, they just can't see that black folks are getting themselves together and questioning the system and changing things. So the out of touch Negro family, I hope y'all hear me. The out of touch Negro, that's what today's conversation is about. Can we reach the out of touch Negro? See, they come in three different phases, the out of touch Negro. Let's take it a little deeper. The first phase of the out of touch Negro is normally connected to a political party, family. Yes, these people. When we tell them no tangibles, no vote, they say, why? Why don't you vote? Why are you saying don't vote? When we say no tangibles or the couch, the out of touch Negro says, well, our ancestors got deleted to vote. When we say, if we ain't getting nothing, there's no reason for us to enact our political power. If we ain't getting nothing, the out of touch Negro says, it don't matter if you get anything. You need to go vote. We say, well, we need reparations. We need tangibles. We need a hate crime bill. And we need things that's going to empower the black community, the foundational black American community. The out of touch Negro says, what about everybody else? What about the black and brown? What about the Hispanics? What about the Chinese? What about everybody but the foundational black American? The out of touch Negro. They even question what a foundational black American is. These are out of touch Negroes. They themselves are foundational black American, family. You got to hear me. This is the out of touch Negro. We look at them sideways like, what is wrong with these people? But it's something when the out of touch Negro is connected to a political party, family. They tend to put their political party first before their people. And something going on in those political parties, man, that got these people mind warped and brainwashed. They can't get past what the political agenda being pushed by those political party is, family. We try to veer them out. We try to give them insight. We try to educate them, family. Many of these people are some people in our families. Many of them are people we work with. You know these people. They just out of touch, family. And no matter what you tell them, they have a rebuttal. No matter what you tell them, they think they done figured it out. We tell them, listen, the political climate is changing. Black people are voting more intellectually. We're not voting blue no matter who. That shit is up. The out of touch Negro says, well, grandma and great grandma was Democrat, so you should be a Democrat. And we just look at them like, what is wrong with you, family? That's the first wave of the out of touch Negro, family. The political party, the attachment to that. They can't let it go. They can't see past Democrat. You tell them I'm not a Democrat, they automatically assume you're a Republican. I said, whoa. I'm an independent. To them, that's a foreign language. They said an independent who? That means I'm not voting for a Democrat and I'm not voting for a Republican. I'm voting for tangibles. I'm putting black people first. I'm putting foundational black Americans first. Not a Democrat, not a Republican, or nothing. If you ain't foundational black American, or if you're not voting in the interests of foundational black Americans, I ain't voting for you. If you ain't policy based, if you ain't saying nothing that makes no sense, that's tangible based, policy based, anything like that. Don't matter if you blue, don't matter if you red. If you ain't talking like that, I ain't voting for you. The out of touch Negro looks at you sideways. They say, man, I don't want to be around you. And you say, you know what? Step, because I don't want to be around you. That's the first wave of the out of touch Negro, family. It's real hard to get through to these people, family. The second wave of the out of touch Negro is the Negro at church, family. Yeah, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real tonight. I'm going to tell the truth. See, the thing about this one, this out of touch Negro, the Negro that's in church most of the time, and normally the out of touch Negroes are normally, they're not really around grassroots people. They're normally around other out of touch Negroes, you see? And this is the reason why they out of touch. But another out of touch Negro is a Negro in church, family. You know these types. They in church every Sunday, reading from the same book, the same scriptures. They've been reading that shit for 50 years. And you notice that too, family? I find that interesting because a preacher can read out of the Bible for 50 damn years. They never finished the book, but then it went through every passage 100 goddamn times saying the same thing. That shit always bugged me. I never understood that shit. That joint was crazy. I don't understand that. You ain't finished the book yet, you know? But peep this, family. This out of touch Negro. He only talks, he or she, could be either one, but they only talk biblical shit. They don't talk nothing outside of that. We going through delineation. We're going through vote blue no matter who. We're going through fake ass black and brown coalitions. We're going through Hispanics taking valuable resources from black people up in Cali. We're going through reparations committees in New York City, where you got immigrants who are in high places who are trying to vote against lineage-based reparations. So they're trying to sabotage us. But this Negro here, this out of touch Negro in church, you can't talk to him about none of that shit. All they want to talk about is Joseph and Jesus and all of the biblical scriptures. And ain't nothing wrong with that, family. I grew up in church. Yeah, Cotton Club grew up in church. I love church. Church is a real beautiful place to go if you're sick and you need some healing. But some of these church Negroes, man, they out of touch, family. They don't connect nothing with the modern time that's actually going on. All of their scriptures are outdated and they just keep saying the same shit. They're not really attaching nothing to the modern time. While you and me is going through delineation, you can speak to these Negroes in church. They don't know shit about that. And they don't even want to talk about that. They don't even care. They want to talk about Moses all day. You understand? And ain't nothing wrong with Moses. He said, let my people go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, we in 2026, family, and we need to deal with what's going on right now. And we need to free our people right now, family. But the out of touch Negro in church don't see it that way. They just see us causing a lot of ruckus and we ain't coming to church. They say, well, were you in church last Sunday? I said, well, no, I was at a reparations meeting. And they look at you like this, say, God bless you. This is the out of touch Negro in church, family. Yeah, we got to talk about them. And the last out of touch Negro, family. Oh, this one is good. We can't forget this one, family. This out of touch Negro is the rich out of touch Negro, real wealthy. Yeah, this out of touch Negro is normally financially stable. They're normally in committees and areas where with other wealthy people. So the common ear is far. They don't hear the common folk often. They're normally around other rich people. And if they're around common people, they talking crap about them. They don't respect them. They view the working class as roaches and scavengers instead of productive members of society trying to make a living. They look down on working class people, the rich people, and no, the rich out of touch Negro. And they're normally talking a lot of crap about regular working class people. They're the types who normally parrot white tea supremacy talking points about black people. They normally parrot crime rates. They normally talk about black people don't want to work. They normally talk about single parent households. They normally talk about education is the key. You know, you need some education, and then without that, you ain't gonna be shit. You know, these type of out of touch Negroes, the rich out of touch Negroes. That's always they always seem to find a way to blame the black community for black community problems. You hear them. They'll say, don't talk about slavery. They'll say, you know, we need to get over slavery. You know, you need to pick yourself up by your bootstraps, get a job, do what you're supposed to do, shut your mouth, stop blaming a white man, and just do what you're supposed to do. That's what the rich out of touch Negro does. And that brings me to my conversation, family. I want to talk about Master P, family. Yes. I want to talk about Master P. I saw an interview from Master P. And family, I like Master P. I don't have a problem with Master P, but I'm going to use Master P as a case study. I didn't like what Master P said, but we're going to use him as a case study because Master P, to me, represents the third wave, the rich out of touch Negro. These type of Negroes can and sometimes can be the worst. But I saw a podcast with Master P, and he was being asked some questions. And it wasn't very clear. The host seemed like a tether, and the host looked like he was setting his ass up. And Master P, because he's out of touch, he don't realize what he was doing, and he didn't realize what was really going on. See, these tethers like to find out of touch Negroes, and they like to put them on the hot seat because they know that the Black American foundational Black American community, we clean in house. And if you seem like a sketchy, weird, out of touch Negro, we'll cancel your ass. And the host knows that. And he was basically baiting Master P into saying shit that Master P shouldn't have been saying. And we looked at Master P, and we love Master P. And we looked at Master P and we said, don't you keep going. Don't let this tether bait you into some shit you shouldn't be saying, Master P. But Master P, he was going on and on and on, and he was doing, the tether got him where he wanted to him and was asking him some questions, and Master P was answering them. And he was being honest. I hear Master P. But the problem with Master P is he's out of touch. And the more he spoke, the more he seemed out of touch. He went into a few things that I want to talk about. He went on to this stereotype that a lot of these out of touch Negroes will parrot. He went into the whole spew about Black people can't get along and Black people don't work together and all of this shit. And he was using that as ammunition to prove our state as to why we're not doing well economically in his eyes. In his eyes, he was saying, well, the reason why Black folk aren't doing well economically is, is because Black people don't work together. And he went in to say, well, I go downtown and I see all these immigrants and all these immigrants, they seem to be working together rather fine. But these Negroes, I don't know what's wrong with them. They can't work together. And I looked at Master P and I said, shame on you, Master P. Shame on you. You should know better. You know that's a goddamn lie. You know that's a lie. Black people work together. We work together rather well. I don't know. Ask the Democrats. Ask the DNC. It seems we worked well enough to crash that whole political agenda. So the idea that we don't work well, who are the people you around, Master P? Because the grassroots is working real good. And we working overtime. We working so good that we got paid political shills who getting paid 24 hours, 7 days a week to come against the grassroots. And you know what? Guess who's winning, Master P? The grassroots, the foundational Black American grassroots. I guess we working together rather well, huh? Then he went on to say something else that bothered me a little bit. He said, in order to close the wealth gap. Well, first of all, hold on. Before I even go there, he said he don't want to talk about. He said he's tired of Black folks making excuses about slavery. First of all, I never met a foundational Black American who makes excuses about slavery. I never met a foundational Black American person who's being held back because of slavery. This is a white tea supremacist talking point, family. And a lot of these rich Negroes get around these white tees and they take in their talking points not knowing it. What Black Americans are who believe in 2026 that they're held back because of slavery, family. Black Americans don't think like that. Ain't one Negro in here right now who think that they held back right now because of slavery. This is a YT talking point that these rich, out of touch Negroes start to parrot and mimic and bring those to the forefront. And when we hear it, we say, what the hell is he talking about? Ain't nobody feel like they held back because of slavery. Slavery is a debt that's owed to us, that our ancestors paid with their labor and their lives. And we ain't letting go of that. Hell no. We not just letting that go. We're here to collect that debt. And we don't feel held back about it. We understand what this is about. And we're not going to let nobody shame us into collecting a debt that's owed to our ancestors. Master P, you're not going to shame us. Ain't nobody feel like we held back or none of that. Ain't nobody crying themselves to sleep at night about reparations. We understand what reparations is. Reparations is repair. Okay? From damage, years and years and years of damage where our ancestors and our people were not given their civil liberties and not given certain things while other people were given things. And we need that. We coming back for that. Yes. When we think about those GI Bills, when our forebearers were coming back from World War II after fighting Hitler and Germany and all of that, and they came, put their lives on the line for this country, and they came home to be segregated and treated like dirt. Many of them couldn't even get their pensions and couldn't even get, little set asides that were for veterans. Our black soldiers couldn't get none of that. We want that back. The hell you talking about, Master P? Ain't nobody crying themselves to sleep at night. This is called work, and we need that back. When slavery ended, and instead of giving those freedmen they land and giving those freedmen reparations, they gave reparations to the slave owners. We need that back. That $20 million, that 20 million worth of acres that they robbed from our freedmen, we need that back. The hell are you talking about? All of that gentrification and redlining and keeping and not giving us loans so we can open up stores, but you're giving immigrants all of these loans so they can come over here and open up shop. We need that back. You understand? All of that, all of those years and years and years of them giving millions of dollars to those white colleges and giving change to those black colleges. We need that back. You understand? See, the problem with Master P's assertion, this is the problem. And this is no knock on Master P. I like Master P. But Master P is an out-of-touch Negro. The problem with his insertion is it lacks historical credibility. We ain't going to close this wealth gap just by wishing it away or owning a box of Fruit Loops and some no-name sneakers. We got to close this wealth gap by opening it up, reparations and repair, and having these people pay what they owe. That's how you close the wealth gap. You understand? Because no matter how Master P and people who think like him try to frame this problem, black people didn't cause this problem. We were born to this problem. And many of us spend our whole damn lifetime trying to figure out how to solve this problem. And I figured it out. Reparations, fool. You ain't gonna solve this problem selling bootleg Fruit Loops, Master P. You ain't gonna solve this problem trying to mimic what Kanye West did with the whole sneaker shit. Kanye West is an individual, a lucky individual at that. If you wonder why your products are failing, Master P, is because you are not connected to the grassroots. And I heard you say we need to sell all our shit to everybody else. That's the key. That's how you make money. That's how we come out of this wealth gap. Don't just sell to black people, sell to everybody else. Well, that's the reason why you sound like this, Master P, is because you're not connected to the grassroots. You are out of touch. You understand? You are out of touch. And your business models are failing because you're out of touch. If you want to be successful, and I'm not saying that Master P isn't successful. I'm not even coming at him sideways. I'm just finding a lot of fallacy in what he's saying, and I'm just pulling it out so he can see it. Because the problem with this idea that black people can close this wealth gap on our own is ridiculous and outlandish. This is a wealth gap that was created over centuries. This is a centuries created wealth gap. We can't close that shit in one lifetime without reparations. And this is the problem that I have with a lot of these rich bourgeois Negroes, because they get around these YT and they start thinking like black YT people. and start parroting these YT talking points. Those Negroes can pull up their own bootstraps. Those Negroes can do it themselves. We can do it ourselves. And yes, I believe it, Master P. We can do it ourselves, but we need reparations first. We need that bread first. You understand? We need that paper. And I ain't talking about some of it. We need all of it. And I need some of that goddamn land too. Back. Paid in full. Don't play with us. Don't play with us. See, this is the problem with these out of touch Negroes, family. They don't understand. They don't understand, and I wish they did, that this shit is personal. What they did to our ancestors, this is personal. You understand? We not letting that go. No. And I believe many of our ancestors are not resting in peace because we haven't finished our mission. We have to finish our mission so they can rest in peace, family. They're not resting in peace. All the shit they went through, sent to early graves for next to nothing. And here we are today bullshitting. Let me tell you something, man. They not resting in peace. We don't finish this reparation stuff so our ancestors can rest in peace, man. But this is for them. We have to take it personal. You understand? We have to take it personal. So once we get this reparations and get repair, our ancestors can finally rest in peace, knowing that their forebearers came, did what they had to do to collect that debt so that the years upon years that they work, 1 lifetime, work 2 lifetimes, 3 lifetimes, 4 lifetimes, 5 lifetimes, their families, children's children work for free. We collecting that debt. Master P. So yes, it's about slavery, Master P. You was wrong when you said it ain't about slavery. It is about slavery. Everything is about slavery. Everything. This whole system was built on slavery. Everything's about slavery. There's no area of activity in this system of YT supremacy that was not built on slavery, Master P. So what do we learn here, family? What's the solution? Because I don't want to get up here and just rant and talk some shit. I like to think of solutions. What's the solution when we dealing with these out of touch Negroes? I'll tell you the solution, family. Stay the hell away from them. Build with your own people. Build with like-minded people. Find somebody who thinks like you and build with that individual. Find a community who thinks like you and build with these people. You understand? Because I'm going to keep it 125% funky with you, family. Those out of touch Negroes are done. They're finished. You ain't going to get nothing out of them, family. You ain't going to get none of. Keep your distance. Stop trying to educate them. Stop trying to tell them that they bugging. Stop trying to tell them that we ain't going to get shit voting blue no matter who. Stop trying to tell them that, man, you need to start talking. You stop just preaching that same old scripture, but talk about what's actually going on right now. Stop trying to tell them that you ain't going to get nowhere selling fake Fruit Loops if you're not connected to the grassroots. Keep your distance, family. Keep this delineation movement in their ear, in everybody's ear. Make sure everybody hear it. From the out of touch Negro to the Negroes in political office, to the YT people in political office, we keep their ears ringing. Ain't that what Dr. Dre said? Keep your ears ringing, keep your head ringing. Ring ding dong. Keep this shit going, family. Because I'm going to keep it 125% funky with you. There's only 2 types of Negroes who are going to have a problem with it. Out of touch Negroes and Negroes who playing out of touch and they know exactly what's going on. And we can deal with both of them. We can deal with both of them. So peace to you. I'll leave it there, family. Peace to you. I'm going to leave it there. If you haven't subscribed to Cotton Club Radio YouTube channel, make sure you get over there, family, and subscribe to Cotton Club Radio YouTube channel. The shit is blowing up. I'm just going to keep it funky with you. And I appreciate everyone who subscribed to Cotton Club Radio YouTube channel. It's blowing up. People, I'm getting a lot of love, man. Thank you, family. Thank you. Thank you. I just appreciate everybody who's been going to the YouTube channel, to Cotton Club Radio YouTube channel, and just watching those videos and just commenting on those videos and just showing me a lot of love, family. You know, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Shout out to you, family. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of y'all who watch Cotton Club Radio YouTube channel. Shout out. I also want to take time out. Thank you. I also want to take time out to show love to everybody who's been hitting the Cash App. Thank you so much, man. That I'm just overwhelmed, man, by the love and support that I've been getting, man. For all the people who's been hitting the Cash App, thank you, man. Thank you. For those who want to hit the Cash App, it's on my YouTube, and it's $JCotton0 if you want to hit the Cash App. Thank you. People don't understand what this journey has been like. I came a long way, family. I'm getting a lot of love now, but for years I was shadow banned. Couldn't get 5 damn subscribers, family. It was real rough, but they say every dog got their day, and everybody got their time, and I'm just grateful and thankful that now is my time. And
look, let your angel sing. I ain't twisted, this ain't the Henny talking for me. This is literally Malcolm Little talking through me. I ain't possessed, this is just when spirit meets the flesh, and a revolutionary is born, nothing less. It's hard for me to cope with stress, especially when I see the world much different from the rest. I can't sleep, nightmares, waking up cold sweat, wondering if I ever made it, will they do me like the rest? It's for my black souls who really too upset to rest, so they wander through my dreams. Please tell me what this means.